I feel as if for the past month or so, a lot of you have been keeping yourself busy, like tidying up the home, doing a lot of entertaining other people at the home. And I'm feeling others of you are just a little bit more isolated, like within the home environment. It's like you're not going out as much. You're not really spreading yourself thin, and you're not really mingling much with a lot of people. What I do sense is there's a breakthrough for this month that will allow a lot more people entering your social circle, and a lot more communication will come through from other people. I'm also sensing that if you have been, diligently working, I do sense payouts, financially. It seems to me like there might be a financial boost. You might be inundated with a lot of work as well for this month. So keep everything, like keep on top of things. I don't feel that you have a hard time doing that. In the past, if you have been feeling like on a upsurge in energy, this might be the month for you to re-examine that, because I do sense some troubles coming through on the energetic front, meaning the energy front, how you're feeling, health and energy levels and things like that. I don't feel that it's going to be a major issue pervasive through the entire month. It's something that I feel comes in spurts, okay? What I'm also feeling as well is I feel for a lot of you, it's really, really important for you to give yourself a voice. So what that means to me is it's sort of like whatever that needs to be said, you should try to vocalize your opinions. You should try to, ask those questions. Whatever you feel is kind of like in the back of your mind, and you feel like, okay, I'm trying to be rational about this so that I don't scare the other person off. I do sense it would be in your best interest. Just say what you need to say, and then in the normal Aries fashion. I don't feel that the other person will find faults with you. I don't feel like they're going to take it the wrong way, okay? So communication is very, very important for this month. Let's see. I need two more cards for your advice. And I sense as well, for those of you in coupled relationships, if you've been starting a relationship, or if you just recently started a relationship, a lot of you might have been, in that honeymoon phase where you are sequestering yourself and your significant other, and you're not going out and socializing and mingling as much. So I feel like there's a sense that you might be just at home, relaxing, hanging out a lot at home with a significant other too, is what I'm sensing. And this is a good month for you both to kind of break out of your shell, break out of that comfort zone a little bit, because I feel like the outsiders are calling. It's telling me the outsiders are calling. People from outside of that unit is calling, and they're trying to coax you out, and it would be good for you to try and get out and about, okay? So the first card that we're getting here is the Temperance card and the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands indicates to me the arrows of love. So this is basically a lot of communication coming through from you overseas, over long distances, and also very, very swift, fast, rapid communication. I do feel that you have a lot of invitations that are coming through too. You potentially have a lot of suitors as well. And as a result of it, there are a lot of things that needs to get done. There are a lot of things that you have on your agenda, and you are going to have to, gracefully maintain all of these things. So once again, do not procrastinate. If you have been procrastinating in the past, if you've just like been sequestering yourself at home, or spending a lot of time taking care of more of the romantic stuff, or even the impractical stuff, this is the pretty much, hit the ground running type of a month. You have a lot of kinetic energy heading your way, and don't get destabilized emotionally by it. Don't get overwhelmed, and don't overthink it. Tackle one things at a time, making lists. I feel like with fire signs, whenever there's a tendency to make mountains out of molehill. So tackle these things in a more systematic manner when they come in, and it's going to be much better for you, so that it doesn't destabilize you, so that you can manage them as they come in, okay? And don't project ahead of time what you need to do. Take care of things in the present moment. What I'm also sensing is both of these things indicate to me, the Temperance card, whenever I see it, it does indicate like drinking. Drinking, just drinking. The Three of Cups is more like socializing, drinking, going out. The Temperance card is drinking, just that. So be very careful about a lot of opportunities coming through for you when it comes to drinking and, overindulging and things like that. So keep this in mind and try to keep yourself very, very balanced. I feel like there's a lot of work coming through. Okay, and you might be wanting to carve the time for yourself to go out and socialize. And I do sense that you're going to be able to do it by the end. I would say like the last 2 weeks of the month, the energy is going to clear up to allow you a lot more opportunities to come through to do this. But I definitely feel um, just get all the work done by the 15th of the month or so, okay? You will have more opportunity to social. And for some reason, it's news that is upsetting to you, okay? Is what I'm feeling. And what this is doing is it's forcing you to maintain your focus. I feel like somebody in your midst is a little bit jealous of you, and I feel that they're giving you like gossip, and they're giving you little, throwing information here and there, and I feel that it's really riling you up and it's making you quite upset, okay? For others of you, it could be like clients, it could be family members, friends, and things like that. I don't feel like it's somebody that you are personally close to, but they're throwing these little wrenches in the works for you, and it's annoying, like it's throwing you off, okay? So I feel like I'm hoping this is something that has already passed, but it came out so early in the spread. I feel like you're on guard about it. You're feeling a little bit upset. You're feeling a little bit like troubled by it. The Nine of Swords is a card about not getting enough rest, feeling as if we are like haunted by words that are being carelessly thrown about. And I do sense that as a result of it, you're finding it hard to find peace, to find inner peace, to find equilibrium. So there is a tendency here, I feel. There might have been an argument, there might have been words carelessly thrown about. And I feel that it's getting you very riled up. I feel adrenaline pumping, okay? I feel like a lot of adrenaline. For others of you, I feel for some reason your sleep schedule is it's out of whack, okay? Like it seems to me like it's just not, you're possibly losing sleep at night, you're not able to get sleep at night, or you are going to the gym right before bedtime and your adrenaline is pumping. So do meditation prior to going to sleep. It'll help you through it, and it'll help you get very restful sleep. Drink some tea, doing some relaxing activities, or even like rather than taking a shower, try taking a bath to soothe you and to calm that adrenaline down. I feel a lot of kinetic energy, and I feel a lot of adrenaline, a lot of testosterone. So just try whatever you can to calm this energy down, okay? And especially, I do feel words, communication, exchanges being thrown back and forth. And I don't want you to be in a situation where you feel riled up and you might say something that you regret. I do feel it's coming in external to you, but the energy can be vice versa. So just be mindful of that energy. Getting enough sleep is going to be of the utmost importance. Um, I'm getting for some of you allergies, congestions, and things like that. And both of these cards do indicate to me some type of minor flu, minor aches and pains, and things like that. So make sure your body and your mind is properly rested, okay, to alleviate this situation. Now, in terms of your finances, I do see finances are going to get a lot better for you. We have the Ace of Wands and the Five of Pentacles together. The Ace of Wands usually indicates a brand new project, new beginnings. In rare cases, it also can indicate like a new housing environment, okay? So a lot of you might be shifting or thinking about moving out of a property, okay? So I feel like some of you have some financial entanglements with another person, and both of you could be thinking about looking at a new property. You might have to do some repairs on a property, and you might be thinking moving ahead either with or without each other. So, either going separate ways or moving ahead as a unit, as a couple, to find another place. On the finance front, I definitely feel a lot more projects, a lot more work is coming through for you for this month. You are also rushing to finish up a lot of projects. If you are working on a commission base where, you get the check at the end of the project, I feel like a lot of you are going to do that. What I want you to be very mindful about is I feel something is telling me around second week of the month, if you are rushing through the first, trying to multitask, trying to get everything in order to meet a deadline, take the time to review it before you turn it in. I do sense some complaints coming through, okay, by the second week. So be very, very careful about that. I don't like to deliver that message, but I feel like I feel something coming in, and I feel like you might get chastised for it. Somebody's getting chastised for it. If you're in a management position and you're managing other people, just review the information that they're sending in very carefully as it pertains to numbers, as it pertains to data. I don't see like Word documents. I see more numbers. I see spreadsheets. I see like numerical depictions of something. So even graphs and line graphs, bar graphs, pie graphs, things like that. Just make sure all the data are reviewed, proofread, and solid. Okay, because I feel like the second week something might be caught, and then you might have to give the talk to your underling, or if you're the one submitting the report, I feel that someone might chastise you. They might call you in their office and they're going to be quite upset. So just be mindful about that, okay, Aries? What I'm also getting is I do sense for a lot of you, the Ace of Wands indicates passion. It indicates temptation as well, okay? I do feel a lot of you, and this is going to pertain for those who are in a committed relationship right now. You are in a very, very karmic relationship. So that's what this means to me. And the Ace of Wands usually indicates like a spark of new passion. A lot of you are finding ways to bond with one another again. A lot of you might be, I feel like if you started a new relationship, I see a lot of like sequestering yourself, spending a lot of time with one another. And this is the month in which, all the work starts piling up and you have to find a way to, maybe we need to manage our time better. Maybe we need to like find the right balance between friends, work, and each other. So I feel like a lot of you are shuffling, trying to sort out how to do this in the proper manner. And it's a really beautiful energy. I do see housing situations, okay, housing repairs, things that needs to be done, as well as like I'm seeing foundational things, fences, repainting, like I'm sensing as well some either sun damage, water damage around the foundation of the house is what I'm seeing coming through. And there might be a little bit of financial, outpouring to fix that situation. What I'm also getting is with the Five of Pentacles, your financial situation is going to get better, okay? I feel like your hard work is going to pay off. Just double check everything before you submit, okay? I know you're anxious to get those things in order to get paid, but just be careful about double checking, okay? Now, in terms of your communication, we do have the Emperor and the Ace of Swords. The Emperor is a person who is in a position of authority. They wield a lot of power, a lot of influence, and they are somebody that is very, very prominent in your life coming in for this month. So this is indicating an authority figure. When I'm reading these two cards, the Emperor is also a spiritual person that has passed on to the other side, okay? And it's usually shown up here as a male figure. And this is somebody that is moving something, streamlining something, pushing something from behind the scenes. They have passed on forward for you, okay? So you're getting some very strong divine intervention. And what I'm feeling here is the Ace of Swords. This is a card about severance. This is a card about cutting loose situations from your past so that you can move ahead with lighter, with less emotional baggage, less spiritual, less energetic baggage for yourself. So the Emperor comes in as a gentle reminder that let the past go, Aries. Whatever conflictual situation you've been having with somebody, where somebody is a little bit jealous of you, just let, water under the bridge. Just let it go, and you are going to have a lot of success. You are going to have a lot of blessings and abundance coming through for you here with the Ace of Swords, okay? Earlier, what I mentioned about, potentially I would say like when it comes to communication, I do want you to be very, very mindful about that, and I do want you to like say your piece. I don't feel this is a good month for you to hold your tongue with people. I do feel that it would be in your best interest to say what you need to say and try to get, the information out there. Try to get at the truth and try to, sever some ties, because that's what I feel is happening here. I mentioned earlier, you have some communication that can be a little bit problematic coming through. You also have a very strong karmic relationship with someone, and you are kind of like, both of you might be deciding, do we stay together, do we move into another house together, or do we go our separate ways? So I feel like you're moving into this new energy, and you're just like, which direction do I take? And the Emperor is here to tell you, take a step back, take a break if you need to, and then, figure things out when you're in a clearer headspace, or figure things out when you have all the information that you need in order to make the correct decision. All right. I do feel you have a lot of support on the work front, on the professional front, in order to move ahead with projects, in order to have a lot of achievements and get a lot of things done. So your energy level is quite high, but I do sense, because it's so high, you might have trouble sleeping. You have trouble like feeling rested, feeling calm enough to sleep. Okay, so do some meditation, get this energy, bring this energy back down, so that you're not agitated mentally, emotionally, even physically, so that you're not overtaxing yourself. Okay, now in terms of your advice, we do have the Justice card, and the Justice card usually indicates to me legal issues. Okay, it doesn't always have to be negative. A lot of it can just be, if you are dealing with documents for this month, and like I said, the numerical data represent the visual representation, whatever product you're sending out, whatever thing you're trying to submit, just give it a once over. Be very mindful about that, okay? Because I do sense some disenchanted customer clients and things like that. They might come in and they might cause a scene. So say what you need to say, but once again, be humble enough, review the data. That way you have evidence to back it up, whatever it is that they're claiming. If you can refute it, make sure you have the evidence, okay? You're going to have a lot of success. If you have been waiting on some resolution when it comes to a court situation, I do feel new information coming through, and it's saying here in about court situation, new information coming to light here with the High Priestess, and then we have a little bit of a stalemate. So we're back to square one as a running theme. What I'm sensing is you have some overall for this month. It is important to take care of things that are on schedule. So, for example, things that you know to be true, things that are, there are no surprises, like work situation. If there's a deadline, just submit it, okay? When it comes to like other things, such as like communication with other people, interpersonal relationships, I feel it is really important for you to take a step back. I feel a lot of energy where you might be feeling anxious, where you might be pushing forward for a specific outcome, and I don't feel that's going to bode well for you. So it would be in your best interest to take a step back and not decide on anything for this month, okay? Just try not to be too rash when you are deciding. And I do sense the last month of the week, I'm sorry, the last week of the month, I do sense some information is coming through, and it might negate whatever choices, decisions that you've made from the beginning of the month. So the thing here is, wait for this really, really important and pertinent information to come through, and I do sense towards the last week of the month, before you make any life altering, any major decision, okay? So the best thing is to be a little bit more patient and to wait on that last piece of information. Let me see what's coming through for you in terms of love and relationship for Aries. So Aries. So we've got the Nine of Swords again. Okay, so a situation is de-escalating. If you have a long-standing conflict with another person, okay, I feel a situation is de-escalating here, which is good. It's always good to see things getting resolved. I'm going to see here. Okay. So let me just give you a little snippet, and then I'll talk about the cards. So first of all, The Nine of Swords is once again hurtful words strewn about, and they were done so carelessly. And there's also some worries, anxieties, and things like that coming through in a love relationship with another person. And this is a card about mental anguish. It's not really grounded in reality, but there's definitely something that is really hurting you. It's really bothering you, and a lot of it has to do. Usually, it deals with like arguments. There is always a little bit of a shame that I'm sensing with this card. This is like feeling really bad about something you said, something about the other person said. But I feel like whenever this shows up, there's always a sense of shame, like a little bit of, doing something that you're not proud of. So that's what I'm sensing. If you are dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, I feel like this might have come in from their end, okay? They might have been a little bit rash, impulsive, and, words are thrown about. I do feel that if this is coming from your end, because you're showing up in the reverse as well, I just feel in overall a lot of like problems agreeing with one another, a lot of conflict, and also a lot of like sadness associated with this relationship. I feel that you're going from a Nine of Swords to an Eight of Swords, so a situation is going to clear itself up. So my advice regarding love and relationships here is definitely taking a step back and don't do anything in the heat of anger, okay? So if you're dealing with an air sign, they're figuring in your life, love life, very prominently for this month, and it's best for you both to try to figure out how you can make things work. I pulled out a card to clarify the Nine of Swords, and then the Strength card came up. This basically means that two people who are very, very, very different from one another, trying to find like a middle ground and trying to find ways to work with one another. Okay, it's the woman and the beast, and I'm feeling for this month. I'm sensing jealousy coming from your end, Aries. So just be mindful about that. Okay. I'm seeing like bursts of passion, which is very good. I'm seeing you dealing with somebody, and they might be a little bit more they might be a little nonchalant. They might be a little bit emotionally detached, and I'm sensing that you might doubt their love, their passion, their affection for you. So I feel like give it some time, because air sign take a really, really long time to open up. So if you're dealing with an air sign, I do sense that might be the problem here, okay? On the other hand, if you're dealing with a fire sign, so Sagittarius, another Aries, or a Leo, there's that same type of combustible, highly combustible energy. I feel that ego clashes, one both parties trying to assert their own independence, and there might be, I'm feeling people struggling to talk over one another. One person's talking and the other person might be chiming in, and no one's really listening. So just be mindful about that energy. Once again, take a step back. And if the energy is perpetually like this, communication is the foundation to every relationship. If you can't really see eye to eye, if timing is a little off when it comes to the way you both communicate, that can be fixed. But I do sense that the main thing here is being respectful, being like I guess a little bit more balance in, who's talking, who's listening. So I do see some ego clashes coming through, okay? Clashes of the ego coming through for this month. If you're dealing with the air sign or another fire sign, take a step back. I do see a lot of passion, and a lot of the times, passion ignites from differences in ideas, differences in upbringing, opinions. And there's a lot of passion inherent in this spread, but it's highly combustible, and it tends to be a little bit difficult to navigate. What I'm seeing as well is we are transitioning into the time of, we are in the time of Cancer when I'm doing this. So when the sun is in, an opposite element from you, it might make things a little bit more difficult for you to express your emotions, okay? I feel that the best way to work with this energy is Cancer is a very, very passive, kind of passive aggressive, but I would say, in a better light, like a very passive sign. Cancer is like the crab. They do a lot of assessment. They're very cautious about their surrounding. They're very cautious about what they do, how they tread, how they move ahead. So it's always like, one step forward, two steps back. Not that you want to take that approach, but I do sense a little bit more of like drawing back your energy, hesitation, I guess like really, really thinking things through before you take any type of action, and don't assume anything, okay? So I feel like some trouble with communication coming through in the love front, and it might be in your best interest actually to, just take that step back, go dither with something else in the meantime. I feel a lot of you are in a relationship with either an air sign or a fire sign, and what I'm feeling is this person is very much like very consumed by you. They're always around you. I'm feeling a lot of swords, so it feels like they might be very, very drawn to you. They might be pestering you. They might be communicating with you a lot, and you have a lot of things to do. So gently let them know that, I have a lot on my plate. So can we resume this conversation another time? So I feel like it's something like that. You might have to turn somebody down in order to take care of your own responsibilities, okay? The foundation of this reading here is the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. The Four of Pentacles is a situation about release, and the release can be an emotional release. A lot of you are transitioning from an air sign to a fire sign. So Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra to a fire sign. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, another Aries like yourself, okay? Or the air sign could be simply wanting to remove themselves from the picture. And I do feel if that is the case, they're looking, I don't feel that the situation has anything to do with you. I do feel that because their energy is the Page of Swords, they're looking at the world, they're looking at all the possibilities that are available out there in their lives up for grabs, okay? So I do feel that they are, I don't think this is the grass is greener past like syndrome. I feel like this is more, what do I want out of my life? I need to secure my foundation. I need to figure out who I'm about because I'm losing my sense of self in this relationship. So I feel like that might be the case, and that's why they might take a step back. If you're dealing with this situation, I do sense they will come back. I do sense a resolution that can be very favorable, very meaningful for you both, okay? So I do sense a coming back together in relationship. Likewise, if you're in committed relationships and if you are, if there has been some snags in the road, a lot of busy energy, you don't know where your partner's up to, there might have been some problematic communication. I do sense that a lot of you might be deciding as a unit on a housing situation. Where do we want to live as a couple? What we should do? And I do feel that, don't push for any type of a decision for the first 3 weeks. Mainly because I feel like it's the water sign energy, the Cancerian energy. It might not be conducive for anything that when the sun transitions into Leo. You would have a lot more common ground. You would have a lot of there would be like a new road that is paved for you both as a couple, or as as singles as well, to have a lot more energy, prosperous energy coming your way. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I feel like it's the planetary aspects, and it has a lot to do with the first 3 weeks is more about assessing what do I need as a person on an emotional level to feel fulfilled. What kind of a partner do I need? What traits, characteristics do I really want? So for those of you who are single and looking, I do sense a new air sign. So new air sign. I do sense potentially an old air sign coming back from the past. Not going to be that great. So go with the new air sign. Go with the new energy. Okay, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. I do feel a fire sign as well, but there might be a clash of egos. If it's a fire sign that you're really, really digging and you're really liking, wait until the 21st to see whether or not this person is going to be good for you. I do feel the fire sign would be a little bit more compatible though. I do sense that, okay? So anything new coming in for this month, wait until the 21st to really solidify or cement ties, okay? So Aries, I hope you enjoy the reading. If you'd like a private reading, please